let's do this. If you are watching on the replay, we have a lot to get into. Hopefully I can edit this out though, but if not, let me just do something real quick for the video, because I have to add some info to the video real quick before we begin. I'm listed, because this is the first live video I've done, because there is so much going on. I do not have time to make videos on all this right now, so I'm just going to put this out in a live format. Notices, save, customization, live chat replay. Participant modes, who can send messages to anyone? Live reactions, analytics, cancel. Save. Automatic. Save. Oh, the audio is not good. Let's fix that. Ooh. Okay, that should be good. Let's test some audio before we start getting really into it. Okay, that sounds good. Details, blah, blah, blah. All right, I think we're ready to officially start discussing these huge Lego leaks. Quality's a bit choppy, oddly. Not a fan of that. Hopefully I can cut all this out, because this will be silly for you to have to listen to. But it'll be what it has to be. Okay. Okay. Alrighty, alrighty. Okay. So, looks like we are finally ready to go here. Hopefully we can edit all that junk out and it go pretty well. See live, it's working good. All right. All right. All right. So, guys, we just got so much leaked in the past day. This like reminds me of that Pokemon Terra leak that happened. That so much literally leaked. It was like they just called it the terabyte leak because there was so much info that leaked, and this has just happened with Lego now because they sent files through emails that was containing so much sets that they are working on for 2027 and even into 2028. We've never had leaks that are like 2 years out, guys. Like, just to be clear, like, we've never really had that before. So it's really crazy to see something like this happen. I'm going to go through each of the sets again. Some of this stuff is confirmed that it is coming. Like, we knew it was coming, but now we know for sure that it's coming. Like, this is confirmation. And some of this stuff is like, we had no clue. Like, some of this stuff is insane. So I'm just going to go through each of them, give my thoughts on them, what it means for the future. Some castle stuff, some pirate stuff, a ton of different crazy stuff. So basically what happened was, looking at this article here, I'm just going to be reading through it, nothing on screen. It's just a bunch of words. So Lego, it says, this is posted anonymously like 3 hours ago. It says Lego accidentally left open access to a file that they should not have. They leaked a massive wave of upcoming sets planned for 2027 and 2028. The document includes early details and images for a huge portion of the lineup. So there is, oh my gosh, there is not only details that, hey, we're going to be getting this pirate set and this castle set and this Star Wars set. No, there's images to go along with it. So you know in the past how we used to always get those images that would say, like, it would have a circle around the set and we blurred out and it would say confidential. One of the last ones we got was the medieval town square. We really don't get a whole lot of them anymore for some reason, but it would say confidential on it. It would be blurred background And that would be really early on. Well, apparently that's what's in this document. So over the next couple hours, over the next coming days, there's going to probably be a ton more leaks come out about this, images come out about this, because the fact that they said there's images, like you wouldn't, if you're this guy leaking this, you wouldn't come out and say there's images if you didn't have images to back it up. You wouldn't come out here and say some of the crazy sets that are in this big leak that we're going to talk about and say you have the images for them if you didn't have that to back it up, which is pretty crazy. So my guess is we're going to be getting images for some of these sets over the next coming days when they figure out how to post them without getting literally like lawyers coming after them, because that's going to happen. Like literally Duckbricks one time posted something that he shouldn't have like a day early, and they literally like kicked him off land for like 6 months. It's crazy. But nonetheless, it says the document includes early details and images for a huge portion of the lineup, complete with minifigure designs. So it's not just the image of the set itself, it's also images of minifigures. So like the George Lucas minifigure that we've all been talking about that might be coming out. We have images of that now. This is insane. Like we have never had a leak like this in the Lego community before. And like I'm starting to think it's real because like I said, some of this stuff was hinted at. We thought we were going to be getting a George Lucas set. We thought we were going to be getting a couple of these sets. And now it's confirmed randomly with amongst a ton of other random sets. As well as I'm just left astonished here. It's absolutely insane. Okay, so complete with minifigure designs, covering releases all the way from early 2027 through late 2028. No guarantees that they all come out. So late 2028. It is currently, let's just call it late 2026. So we've got 2 years of content that were in this file. We've never had something like that before. Absolutely insane, guys. And some of you will probably have to help me on what some of these sets even are, because they're kind of a generic name, but they might mean something to some of you. So let me know in the comments if you know about any of these that we're going to go through here. The first set in this big, huge leak, and again, we don't have any images yet. I expect those in the coming days or coming hours. So, I mean, we might refresh this thing and have images. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to show them or else literally get taken down. YouTube will literally just copyright strike me, so I'll just describe them best I can. But like I said, the first set in this big, huge Terra leak, we're going to be calling it, is a set called Queen Mary 2. Now, I have no idea what that is. It almost sounds like something like Queen Mary 2. And it doesn't say 2. It's a Roman numeral 2. It almost reminds me of like a ship of some kind. When I look up Queen Mary 2, it is a ship. Okay, so this is a cruise liner that's going to come out. I bet, I guarantee you that this is going to be in the same vein as that. So you remember, what was it? The Maersk ship that came out? It was like a 13 plus set and it had the blue box. It's going to be in the same vein as that. That's what that is, Queen Mary 2. It's a big cruise ship. You could look it up and see what I'm talking about. Queen Mary 2. So that's going to be one of the first sets that's going to be coming out at some point. We have no idea when. 2027 to 2028. Could be 2 years from now this thing could come out. But Queen Mary 2 is the first set on this big, huge leaked list. Next up is a pretty juicy one. It is Lord of the Rings, the Prancing Pony set. Now, this was a set that was previously rumored a long while back, a couple months ago, the Prancing Pony. It was going to be a cheaper set in that it was cheaper than we were always seeing the $400 sets. It was going to be cheaper than like a $500 Lord of the Rings set, like the Rivendell. It's going to be more in line with like the Shire, like around 100 to 250 kind of type thing. So that's on the board here for a potential set that is going to be coming out for Lord of the Rings. And these aren't in any order now that I'm looking at it. So we're going to be going through different themes. So I'm going to go to Star Wars next because it's just on the list. And then we have more Lord of the Rings at the bottom. So it's just all completely randomized right now. But next up is Giant Commander Rex. Now, this makes sense to me just because we just got the Boba Fett buildable figure. They've been doing a lot of these with the buildable figures that kind of go in scale with each other. We got the K2SO, we got Chewbacca, we got C3PO, we got R2D2, we got Boba Fett, we got a Darth Vader. It's a little shorter than what it should be, in my opinion. But we have been getting a lot of these big buildable figures. Looks like the next one that they plan to make is going to be Captain Rex. Although it's in the leak, it's called Commander Rex. I don't know if that means anything. I don't know if that means it's like it was Phase 1 Rex, or what that means, why it's not Captain Rex. Very interesting nonetheless. The next set in this big, huge leak is a set called a Street Fighter set. Now, the fact that it's called Street Fighter set tells me that it's probably one that isn't really done yet. That is just one that they plan to do. So that's pretty interesting to see. Street Fighter set. I thought we had something in Lego Ideas that was going to come out for Street Fighter, but it looks like that is confirmed to be being talked about in Lego. And that's the other thing is, like, even if some of these don't see the light of day, the fact that they're on this list, we know that Lego is discussing it. They're talking about it because it's in a Lego file. It's in a Lego file that was sent amongst. Yeah, they are real. They are real. It was sent in a Lego file amongst Lego employees. So it is being discussed in the Lego community, or Lego proper, basically. The next set in this leak, we've got like 20 more to go through here, is the Golden Gate Bridge. Now, this is probably going to be one of those 3,000 piece architecture sets that we got leaked just a while back. We had one that was literally 3,333 pieces, and we had one that was 3,100 pieces. My guess is it's going to be one of those. I really thought that they were going to continue on with that. They did the Big Apple architecture set, then they did like Paris again. I really thought they were going to keep to that same type of style. This might be in that same style as the Big Apple, because they would look cool all together collected. But this is just called Golden Gate Bridge. It's all it's called right now. So we'll have to see what this is coming out. Yeah, Jedi Bricks. I don't know what to make of him. The Samwise guy. It's weird because he like just pops in and out. Like he'll come out with just random stuff, and sometimes it hits, sometimes it doesn't. So I really don't know. There is a castle set. I haven't seen any Western, but I'll get to the castle set here in a moment. The next set on this list is a modular theater with Star Wars posters. So this one's pretty interesting because it's labeled modular theater with Star Wars posters. Now, this one was a leak that we got a long while back. We heard Star Wars usually does not do a good job like keeping these things under wrap. This one was a leak that we heard a long while back. So this kind of confirms that, no, we are getting that set for this big 50th anniversary of New Hope. Because they're going big for New Hope. They're doing George Lucas stuff. They're doing this big Star Wars poster thing with a modular theater. Now, will the modular theater, my question is, fit in with other city modular, like base plates and stuff like that? Because you wouldn't call it the modular theater in the file unless you plan on making it modular with other modular sets. You wouldn't call it modular just because it pulls apart or something like that. So that's really cool if we get a big modular, a big theater, literally a movie theater that can go alongside other theaters or other modulars that we're getting, because we always get one in January. So that'd be cool to get 2 next year. Next one is kind of a throwaway one that no one is probably going to care about. I got you on live stream real quick. Hold on. Should I get Outlaw Force 10 or Goldmine Expedition? Also, sorry, Javik got the leaks before BrickTab. Yeah, BrickTab, I don't know about that. Outlaw Force 10, I would probably get Outlaw Force 10, to be honest with you. Goldmine Expedition is good, but Outlaw Force 10, it's like really good. That's a tough one. It would depend on how much it costs on the aftermarket, because I don't know what they're going for on the aftermarket. But I really like Outlaw Force 10, even though I'm a big Western fan. I probably go Outlaw Force 10 though. But next up in the leak is a Hello Kitty display set. Nothing too crazy there. Hello Kitty, whatever. Cool display set. The next one is a big Lord of the Rings set that people are hyping up and people have been talking about. And to be honest with you, it goes in line with what is next to be made, basically. And that is Lord of the Rings Helm's Deep. So that is in the big Lego leak. It's being made. Helm's Deep is being made. That is probably going to be... See, it's hard to figure this out, because we know the elephant Oliphant thing is coming out. That's been confirmed for a while now. That's like January or something. So that one is like an anomaly, because that one isn't really supposed to come out. Now, when I say it isn't supposed to come out, because it doesn't fit the same way as, what was it, Rivendell. Then we went to Broadur, Minas Tirith, the Shire. Those are big, huge sets that were like every couple of years. We just got Minas Tirith, and we're getting an elephant, Lord of the Rings elephant, war elephant diorama called Diorama. So is that their way of like saying, okay, now every 6 months you'll get a Lord of the Rings set, and one of them is going to be a big, huge set, and one of them is going to be a diorama set? If that's the case, then that means we're getting the January set elephant, and then 6 months later from that, we're getting this Helm's Deep set. So it looks like that he was telling the truth. He was telling the truth. They look here at the comment. What'd you say? I was all castle till your video on Fort Huck. Now I want that. Says, dude, Fort Huck, it's a travesty that Fort Huck did not get passed, to be honest with you. Hope it's not only 8 minifigs for Helm's Deep. That's so small. We need way more. Second biggest battle in all Lord of the Rings. Yeah, it's hard to say, because it's like, do we want some smaller sets like the elephant, and then the big sets with the big, huge battles like Helm's Deep? Like Helm's Deep, I think, should be a big, huge set. But the elephant, obviously not. But then the Prancing Pony that we talked about, that should be like more of the Shire set, $200. And Helm's Deep is going to be like $500, $600. I feel like that's how they should do it. So hopefully it does have quite a few minifigures. But moving on from Lord of the Rings is the next set in this big, huge leak. It is called the Parthenon. Don't know if I'm saying that right, but it's Parthenon. And if you go look this up, the Parthenon in history is a big, let me just find the thing here. Is a former temple on the Athenian Acropolis of Greece that was dedicated to the goddess Athena. So this is a real life, basically, place, kind of like what they did with the Pyramid of Giza. They're doing that now with this Parthenon. It's called the Parthenon. Its decorative sculptures are considered some of the high points of classical Greek art, and the Parthenon is considered an enduring symbol of ancient Greece, Western civilization, and democracy. So pretty cool. I don't expect that we will get minifigures with the set. Like I said, it's probably going to be like that Pyramid of Giza set. Probably it's going to be like a architecture type set, and not come with minifigures. Now, we did get those CMF Romans and those CMFs a while back. Those are pretty cheap on the aftermarket. That would probably be cool to like place them around it, but the scale would probably be off. But it's still cool that like this is, and honestly, like the Parthenon, when you look it up, it's like just a really generic building. It's just a bunch of pillars like it's barely like standing right now, but it's just a bunch of pillars. Like this thing will be like really ugly, to be honest with you. Like at least with the Pyramid of Giza, they kind of made it look pretty good. But yeah, I don't know what they'll do with this Parthenon thing. But moving on from that, the next set is called the Giant Spider Punk Smashing Guitar. Now, I just want to point out, earlier in the big file leak, for Commander Rex, it's labeled Giant Commander Rex. Now, this one is called Giant Spider Punk Smashing Guitar. So I can only infer that these are both going to be the buildable minifigures. We just saw one come out for Spider-Man Brand New Day. So my guess is they're going to be making the Spider-Punk Smashing Guitar, and it's just that like multiverse Spider-Man buildable minifigure. So they're probably going to come out with a bunch of those over time, and you'll have a whole set of these multiverse Spider-Man people. So that's pretty cool. Next up is Dragon Ball Namek sets, and it says sets as in plural, so we're not just getting one. I'm not sure what Namek means. I know Dragon Ball is just anime, very popular anime. Namek, I'm not sure what that means. I don't know if that's the whole actual proper name of Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball Namek. I know it's Dragon Ball Z, so I don't know if that's it's just a spin-off thing, but it says Dragon Ball Namek sets, so we are getting multiple Dragon Ball Namek sets, whatever that means. Now, next up is a big one. Next one is the one that we were all speculating on, and it is a castle set. Some of you are going to be happy, some of you are not going to be happy at all. This is the probably 2028 set. And that means it's going to be the 50th anniversary for Castle. It is the Castle Claw Machine based on the Yellow Castle. That is what it's called. It's called Castle Claw Machine based on Yellow Castle. That is, I've got some issues with that, but I've got some hope. Now, Castle Claw Machine, I think immediately minifigure vending machine. We're getting a silly thing that's like the space pinball machine, exactly like the space pinball machine. So like the more I read this leak, the more I'm just convinced, and when I think about what's being said in this leak coincides with what Lego's been doing. Like no one would have came up with this. This is real. Because of that, this is what Lego does. Every once in a while, they'll do a little series of sets and then move on. Well, they're obviously on this little arcade kick thing. They did the space pinball machine, and in a couple years, probably for the 50th anniversary of Castle, they're releasing this Castle Claw machine based on the old Castle. Now, the pinball machine, let me just look this up, because I never really took a look at it. Did we get minifigures in that Lego pinball machine set? What are you guys saying? I was on Castle too. Namek is a planet in Dragon Ball Z. It's Fiesta Saga. Oh my god. Yeah, I have no idea. So apparently, Namek is a planet in Dragon Ball Z. So does that mean that, like, they're going to be making a bunch of sets based around that planet? Does certain things happen on that planet? Like, in Star Wars, you got, like, Tatooine. Would it be like that, where you got, like, a bunch of Tatooine sets for Dragon Ball? Is that what you're kind of saying? But let me just take a look at this pinball machine here. Okay, so the arcade pinball machine, space pinball machine, had a blue minifigure in the baby blue minifigure. My guess is this is going to be in the same style. This Lego Castle Claw machine is going to be same style as that space pinball machine set. And we're probably going to get a pink Castle minifigure, or one of those classic Castle minifigures with the pink little base plate, armor, and stuff like that. That's what I'm guessing. Which is really unfortunate, because I just want a regular Castle set, man. Like I want a new Icons Lion Knights Castle set, man. Like this is unbelievable at this point. We're getting a claw machine instead of a real castle. Like I always dreamed of the next Yellow Castle for the 50th anniversary. Do this. This is perfect. You make a
regular castle. And we got the Black Knight, teased in the Lioness Castle instructions, right? The amber made him go crazy. It says that in the instructions. Everything else in those instructions have come to fruition. We got the Wolf Knights, they returned. The Dragon Knights, they returned. All kinds of different other things that came true. The Black Knights have not came true. The Sea Serpent wasn't planned. Those are the Black Knights. So we're getting the Black Knights, but we're not getting the Black Knight. The Black Knight is different than the Black Knights. The Black Knight is the leader of the Black Knight. If you look at the lore of Castle, the Black Knight was like an old falcon warrior. You can literally read this on the LEGO website. He was like an old Black Falcon guy. He broke off, he disappeared, and came back as a Black Knight. It says something to that effect. Like, he came back and the Black Knights were there, and they were formed, kind of. So we don't have the Black Knight yet. I always dreamed for the 50th anniversary, make a Black Knight castle. And on the interior, so make it like double plated, basically. Have 2 sets of bricks, 2 rows of studs of bricks. The interior, like on Lioness Castle, when you open it up, the interior of the Black Knight's castle be gold. Be gold. And the outside be black, or whatever you want to do for the Black Knights. Showing that the Black Knight in the lore took over the golden castle and like built over it. And like he's keeping the gold inside of the castle. That was my dream for the 50th anniversary. I wish that really happened. But it looks like our 50th anniversary set's going to be the Castle Claw machine based on the Yellow Castle. Whatever that means, like I said, it's probably going to be, think minifigure vending machine, think Spaceball pin machine. I'm imagining a big glass box like the minifigure vending machine and Yellow Castle imagery around it or something like that. Not exciting to me at all. Like, I'm pretty depressed about that. Like, if that's what they're planning for the 50th anniversary, bro, we got cooked. We got cooked. I'm not gonna lie to you. So hopefully there's something else that they kept really hidden under wraps. Maybe for the 100th anniversary of LEGO, they'll do something big. I really thought for the 50th anniversary, they would do something. Apparently this is what we're getting. So that's that for the castle theme. Big leak in this. I don't think there's much more, but we'll keep going here. It says that a new theme of cute animals is coming. So this is what it says exactly. New theme of cute animals, not molded. So guys, we are not bringing back the castle theme. No. We are bringing back, we're bringing cute animals. So like the Creator 3-in-1, you go to the store, you see Creator 3-in-1, you see botanicals, you see these little tiny themes. We're gonna get one. The box art's gonna say cute animals, guys. What are we doing? What are we doing? There is no way on God's green earth that a cute animals theme is coming out and we don't have some sort of Legends theme for pirates. Like, I get it. If you don't want to bring back the castle theme fully, that's fine. If you don't bring the pirates theme, that's fine. But give us a little more than just Creator 3-in-1 every 3 years. Make a Legends theme with Western, Castle, Pirates. Give us 2 a year. You're bringing cute animals. It's literally the most profitable theme that they have. The most profitable is it's like one of the top 5. I might be overreaching there, but it's like top 5. Bro, we're bringing cute animals because botanicals, these people, these girls, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it's like, man, they're really doing this instead of castle? Like, would we not show up? Would guys not show up for the castle theme? For medieval? For pirates? The girls are showing up for botanicals, flowers? We're getting beat by girls getting flowers? That's rough. I'm not a fan of that. That's a terrible castle. I mean, yeah, it's unfortunate, especially if hopefully we get a minifigure though. Yeah, only way to get castles is through BDP. Next up, this is a big one. Now, this one was a tease. This one was leaked a while back. First of all, it was teased as the first DC modular set that came out, which was the Arkham Asylum last year. Comic-Con got announced. Came out, September? Announced in June, came out September. In the set, we got a tease of Clayface, an image of the minifigure. Never got the minifigure. We got a tease in the back of the set, a little article that says Daily Planet, and it shows a little Daily Planet in the form of Lego. So we all thought, like, okay, they're clearly showing that the next Lego DC modular, like Avengers does, they did Daily Bugle, Avengers Tower, Sanctum Sanctorum. The next thing that DC is going to do is the Daily Planet. A couple of days ago, we started hearing rumors that we're going to get the Daily Planet. Well, now this big, huge leak comes out. We're getting the Daily Planet. Lego is going all in on IP and leaving classic. Yeah, they are. They really are. IP sells, man. IP sells. But the Daily Planet is coming out, and apparently there's more info than just this. It was in the leak prior to this big file coming out. It said that, let me just find it here. I don't know if I'll be able to find it in this section. It was something to the effect that it was something. Okay, let me see here. Expected to release 2027. So this was the info that came out before the big huge file that just leaked a couple hours ago. It says it's expected to come in 2027 after several delays. So this thing was supposed to come out already, apparently. I find that a little hard to believe that it would have came out this year after Arkham Asylum just came out last year. Although we didn't get a big Marvel set this year, did we? I don't think we did. It says it's similar in style to the Daily Bugle and other superhero modulars. It's reportedly one of the best superhero modulars. That's subjective, though. And features play elements and comic and movie Easter eggs, and does not go for one specific movie. So it's like the other Marvel stuff. It's not going to be just the new Superman movie. It's going to be Christopher Reeve. It's going to be the other guy, Man of Steel movies. It's going to have Easter eggs for all those. But the good thing is we're going to get a new superhero figure. We're going to get a bunch of DC superheroes. Unfortunately, DC is not doing real well. Supergirl tanked at the box office. So it's like, I don't know why they delayed it, if they're doing it to coincide with Man of Tomorrow coming out. But at least we're getting another DC set that'll look pretty cool. And the possibility that they delayed it was maybe because they didn't want the Daily Planet out at the same time as the Daily Bugle, because it's kind of confusing for people. And it might sound silly, but like grandmas, grandpas, and like they get confused. They'll be like, "Hey Johnny, I got you the next Marvel set," and he gets it's for his Superman. He's like, "I hate Superman, bro." So that is the next modular for DC. The next set in this big leak is something called Giant Homer Simpson. And again, giant, it says Giant Homer Simpson. So we can only infer, same as the Giant Spider-Punk, Giant Commander Rex, Giant Homer Simpson, they're doing another buildable figure. They must be seeing that the Star Wars ones are selling incredibly well, so they said, let's go all in on this for all of our IPs. Let's just start making figures. Literally action figures. We're gonna have a whole line of freaking action figures by the end of the year, for all different IPs. So that's kind of crazy. But if you're a fan of Simpsons, you are going to get a figure Homer Simpson, probably holding a donut. Next set is the Dune Sandworm. Now this was a set that I believe was leaked a long while back. this is probably to coincide with the new Dune movie that's coming out in December, but this probably won't come out until 2027 sometime, like they did the Ornithopter thing. This is going to be the next big Dune set, and it is just going to be the Sandstorm, or Sandworm, rather. I'm guessing it's going to have minifigures, just like the Ornithopter. I'm sure it'll look cool, but the only info we have is just Dune Sandworm. So whatever that means is what that means. Next set that leaked is called the George Lucas Land Speeder diorama. Now, we had this leaked a good while back. Like I said, Star Wars sets leak a lot. For some reason, they just can't ever like keep Star Wars sets under wraps. But there's more info than just that. I believe, I want to say that this George Lucas diorama, Landspeeder diorama, is an old image from when they shot A New Hope. Again, 50th anniversary is next year. They're going all in on this 50th anniversary thing. It's coming back to theaters. It's like remastered. They're doing a ton of like celebration for it. This is a scene of George Lucas filming Star Wars. So it's really not a Star Wars set, but it's like, do you remember those old studio Lego sets back in the day? There was a theme called Studio, if you're an OG, and they would literally have like, it would be of a like a green screen area, like people shooting on green screen cameras, and it would be their way of making like a Jurassic Park set. We got a Jurassic Park: The Lost World set. Did you know that? Like in 2004, and it was through this studio theme, and it was them filming Jurassic Park. It's really weird. They even did it for what's the Indiana Jones version of Lego? That guy. They did one for him as well. It's literally going to be like that. Like, there's literally going to be a Lego build of a camera, George Lucas standing there with his black hair, and those famous old scenes that you used to see. C-3PO probably standing there with his helmet off. That would be cool. Actually, now that I think about it, like, they could do a cool little set for this. And it's really cool to get George Lucas. Obviously, because he's the GOAT of Star Wars. So it's pretty cool to see that we're going to be getting George Lucas in some sort of very nuanced set like this for Star Wars. So it's going to be so interesting to see what like the box art's going to look like. Like, I'm really interested to see what this one's going to look like. But next up is this one's just kind of like low key. It just says Smart Brick Disney Ninjago. My guess is whatever was in this file, they're just saying that they're going to be moving ahead with Smart Brick for Disney theme and Ninjago theme. So it's coming to Ninjago, which it honestly should have started there, because that's Lego's own IP. You're coming out with some sort of new tech. Try it on your own stuff first. I don't know why they tried it on Star Wars, but I guess now I think about it, it's like you should try it on Star Wars first, because that's your best hope at it being successful, because that's your best selling theme. So that kind of makes sense. But the fact that it's Disney as well, that means you're going to be getting all kinds of Disney princess, everything Disney that's out there. You're going to be getting Smart Brick stuff for that. And just to point out, like, I'm hearing like a lot of people saying Smart Play Pokemon sets that released on August 1st, they're selling pretty dang good at the Lego stores. Like, it's selling really good. Not only amongst kids, but like adults that like are collecting these little Legos, like Pokemon. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I like some of them. Like, some of them do look good. In terms of like against the $600 Charizard, Blastoise, Venusaur, they look good in that sense to me. A lot better getting a $60 Umbreon or whatever Pokemon it may be than a $600 one. The Rayquaza one at least came with minifigures, so that's pretty cool. But to get a little one, and it looks pretty good, the Charizard even against the Jolteon, like, what is that, $100? You get $100 and get two Pokemon, Jolteon Charizard instead of the $600 one. You get a nice Charizard, and it's not cumbersome. It's not huge. It's not taking up a ton of space on your shelf. You can like literally collect your favorite ones and look pretty cool. And they're all kind of scaled pretty well together. So, I mean, Smart Play kind of popped off. Oh my gosh, my light went off. Let me plug this in here. So, like I said, yeah, Smart Play is sounding like it kind of popped off this last big release. So that's pretty crazy to see. And they're obviously not canceling anytime soon because they're full steam ahead in 2027, 2028 for Ninjago and Disney. So let's see what you said. Bro, thank God I love Castle. I do not know if any of the new Halloween theme released or leaked. I haven't really read all of them yet. So if we come across one and we don't really know, or it's like a spooky thing, we'll probably infer that that is for that line. And that is what they're calling it, Midnight Valley sets. That's interesting. Midnight Valley? Why don't just call it like... that's interesting. Anyways, next one's a big one. Okay, this is a big one. This is a big one. Let me just pull something up here. Boom, boom. Hopefully the audio sounds good because like I don't even live stream it. Like this is just like thrown together just because this is so big. This is one of the biggest leaks we've ever had for Lego. I was like, I gotta just start talking about this. Like there's no way that I can make a video and like talk about all this like and it come across in a good way. So I was just like, I gotta just do something. Okay. Anyways, the next one's a big one. Next one is a big one. Heavy hitter. And again, this is one that we've kind of heard murmured, but never anyone that's like really trustworthy per se. Pirates of the Caribbean. It is continuing. It is continuing. Now we heard a long while back, shortly after the Black Pearl Jack Sparrow ship released, that we would be getting a smaller set. Kind of like the Shire is to Rivendell. A $250 set to a $500 set. We heard we were going to be getting like a $150, $120 set to contrast that Black Pearl set. And it was going to be like Isla de Muerta. They were going to, like, it would be a companion set to the Black Pearl, which I think they should have done. And now seeing this leak, I think they should have done for sure. But it would have been Isla de Muerta. It's the end of that big end island that they go to at the end of the Black Pearl, the first movie. And it's got all the gold, and they're returning the Aztec gold or whatever. Doesn't look like that is going to be the case for the next set. The next set that they are working on, and it's going to be coming out probably in 2027. I see this one coming in 2027, not 2028, because that's too long. Black Pearl came out last year. I think they'll do a 2-year turnaround. And it is going to be the Flying Dutchman. We are finally getting the Flying Dutchman in Lego form. That means we're going to be getting Davy Jones. We're going to be getting his crew of seaweedy, shark head type guys. Will Turner's dad. Awesome. Awesome. The way this is going to probably look is going to be so unique and so crazy. The sales alone are what's going to sell this set, because like they should be all tattered, really ripped up. I hope they do that well, because that's like a big part of the Flying Dutchman is the sales. So hopefully they do that well, as well as the front of the ship, the way it like comes out like it's a big like alligator mouth or whatever. Hopefully that it just comes out really good. Obviously, the minifigures, they'll do perfectly good with those. I'm sure we'll get Davy Jones. He'll look really good. Hopefully we get, since we got Jack Sparrow without his jacket, hopefully this time we get him with his jacket. So that'll be cool. We're getting the Flying Dutchman. So that's really good to see that the Pirates of the Caribbean theme is not just a one and done theme, and they're going to be continuing on full speed ahead. Now, the next set is Lord of the Rings Elephant Diorama. Now, that is what it's labeled. The Lord of the Rings Elephant Diorama. Now, we got leaked a long while back that the Lord of the Rings, I want to call it elephant. Help me if I'm wrong in saying that. But I really thought that it was called the Elephant. Lego Elephant Lord of the Rings. Because I just want to make sure that this isn't like it's a different set. Okay, so 2 months ago, my wall was kicked. More parts, a good DC set, more Lord of the Rings. I wonder how to get them all. Yeah, we're kind of cooked here. Especially the George Lucas set, because I guarantee that's going to be like $100 set. And it's going to be very little, very small. But the Lord of the Rings Oliphant set got announced 2 months ago. Okay, it's going to be 2017 pieces coming January 1st. In that leak, it says it was a diorama-like set with a huge brick-built elephant. It includes minifigures, so it includes the minifigures. And that is that big elephant thing with the big tusks, and like a bunch of people are riding on it in Lord of the Rings. And it's going to be a diorama-like set. So think the new Zelda set, Ganondorf set, I'm assuming. Think, I feel like there was a Marvel set that just recently came out. It was Iron Man Hulkbuster thing, or Sandman, something like that. It was like diorama-esque with a plaque, but it was kind of cool. It was like a play set that you could still play with. My guess is it's going to be something like that. Oliphant, 2,000 pieces. I hope this thing looks big, and I hope it scales well with all your other guys' Lord of the Rings sets. So that is confirmed. That's going to be coming. That's basically confirmed. We know that's for sure coming. This other stuff is like 80% chance coming. That thing's like, we know that's coming. 100% chance. Because it got leaked a while back. This is just confirming it. Now the next one, this one's confusing me. So you guys, we'll have to discuss this one. Because this one is confusing me. You could take this many different ways. So I'll just read you exactly what the leak says. It states in the file, this is all it says, giant frozen castle, and then in parentheses, not the ice one. Now, could that mean a giant frozen castle? Frozen as an adjective, as in the castle is frozen. Or is frozen the noun and it's giant frozen castle, Frozen being the movie Frozen, and a castle in Frozen, that's not the ice one. Now, the fact that it says not the ice one makes me think that it's from the movie, because you wouldn't have to put that if it was a medieval set or a fantasy type set. My guess is it's from the movie Frozen, but I would think that they would have labeled it Disney or something. So for those of you who watch Frozen, let me know in the comments if there is other castles in the Frozen movie franchise that aren't ice, I guess. Because I'm assuming there's one big ice one, just like the main one. Is there other ones that aren't the ice one? Because it just says not the ice one, which is really weird. Like, why is that in the file? Not the ice one. It's interesting. Anyways, okay, so the next one. This is one that's interesting, because we thought we were going to get this in Speed Champions. But it says Big Knight Rider car. Now, for those of you who don't know, Knight Rider was a show that came out in like the 70s, 80s. Pretty good show. Then it got like remastered in like the early 2000s, 2006, 2007. In the 70s, it was based off of I want to say, Trans Am. Maybe not. But in the newest one, the early 2000s, it was based off of a Mustang. And the Knight Rider is a show that the car is like this futuristic car. In the 70s, it was kind of cool because it was like this futuristic car, and the front of the grill of it would light up red when the car like talks. This guy like talks to the guy driving it, and the car was called like KITT, and it meant some sort of thing in the show, whatever. But this is just like a cool TV show. My guess is they're doing the original car, not the newer version, the Mustang one, because no one really liked it. It got canceled after like one season. I hope that after they do this one, since it says big Knight Rider car, that must mean that it's either Technic or it's brick built like the DeLorean, Back to the Future, like the brick built Jurassic Park Jeep. I hope that after this comes out, they do a Speed Champions of it. That would be cool. That would be cool. Because we've gotten obviously Fast and Furious Speed Champions, we've gotten James Bond Speed Champions. I would really like to see them do that for the Knight Rider car, and then do Smokey and the Bandit, do the Trans Am, they would never do it, but Dukes of Hazzard would be perfect, but you can't do it because of the Confederate flag, so it's kind of ruined. But yeah, that's it for the Knight Rider set. Castle in Arendelle, yeah, it's the main castle. The ice castle isn't the main castle in the movie. Oh, okay. So the ice castle is not the main castle. So the castle in Arendelle, let me look this up and see what it looks like. So is that the only castle in the Frozen movies that is like a big castle? Or is the Frozen like have a bunch of castles in it? Yo, if they make this thing can be used as medieval. Arendelle Castle is the home of Anna and Elsa in the Frozen franchise. This thing can be used as medieval. For sure. Depending on, like, hopefully it's not like mini doll scale or whatever. If what I'm looking at is the right thing, it's like got green roofs, and it's kind of like a big wall out in the front of it. That can be used as medieval. People will be hyped about that, right? I hope. I just hope they don't make any weird design choices with the new Davy Jones. I doubt that they would mess up Davy Jones. Like, that's hard to, like, mess up, to be honest with you. Like, Davy Jones is, like... Davy Jones is, like, one of the most expensive minifigures in all of the Pirates of the Caribbean plethora of minifigures. So let's just see what Davy Jones is going for right now on eBay. Buy it now. Davy Jones without the beard, $125. Davy Jones with a beard, $135. And you can get one that looks exactly like the real one. Obviously, it's fake though, for $15. So if you want to just get one for $15, you can get Davy Jones for $15 right now. But like, I don't think they mess him up. They'll do good. They'll do good. I think they did pretty good with the minifigures that came out for the Black Pearl, for the new Black Pearl. I think they did pretty good at that. I wish we got Jack Sparrow in his jacket, but it just leaves room for them to do it now in this one. And dude, now that I think about it, like, remember the compass? The compass came out for the gift of purchase, and that was a weird thing in and of itself. We thought that there was leaks coming out that we were going to get a Pintel and whatever the other guy's name is, little boat build for the GTPP for the Black Pearl, because we didn't get them in the sets. So we thought we were going to get those two goofballs, the one with the wooden eyes, always like chasing around. We thought we were going to get that, and it came out that it was just a compass, no exclusive minifigure, nothing exclusive about it. It ended up being this compass, and the compass goes for an absurd amount on the aftermarket. It goes for $120 on the aftermarket. This thing has nothing exclusive about it except like a sticker. I can't believe this thing went for so much. But the fact that they did the Jack Sparrow's compass instead of something like they do for Lord of the Rings, where they bring out an add-on for the set, like they could have done, like Pintel or whatever that guy's name is, the little boat when they're like riding to like distract the British, and they're like dressed up in the girls' outfits. That would have been a perfect addition to the Black Pearl. But they decided to go with like a realistic compass thing. Okay, hear me out. Since they did that for the Black Pearl, for the Flying Dutchman, when the Flying Dutchman comes out, they should 100% make the GWP. I no longer want a build. Well, I kind of do. I kind of want an exclusive minifigure. They should put an exclusive minifigure in it. But the GWP for the Flying Dutchman should literally be 100%. No doubt about it. You guys tell me if I'm tweaked out on this. It should 100% be the locket that Davy Jones has that plays the music of Calypso when they're doing their like little love thing. It should 100% be a brick built locket because it's like the same. It can be the same scale as that Jack Sparrow compass. That would be cool. That's what you should do, Lego. Since you made the compass and you didn't make a exclusive minifigure, you should make the locket because the compass kind of goes with the Black Pearl. The locket will go with the Flying Dutchman very well. I just have to. The main one is where they grew up. Then Elsa ran away and made the ice castle. Okay, yeah, dude. I'm interested to see what that castle is. But if it's not the locket, what would be a good GWP for it? Because for the Black Pearl, they could have done, like I said, the little boat, the British distracting the British. They could have done Jack Sparrow. They could have done like Jack Sparrow on the little boat when he's riding in and he like steps off onto the dock. There's really nothing small with a unique character that they could have done for a GWP. Like with Lord of the Rings, you're able to do the Fell Beast and stuff like that. That's pretty cool. And like, what was that one with Gollum when he's a human? And that was a pretty cool one that they did. Yeah, they could do Chest of Davy Jones. Tia Dalma's hut. What is Tia Dalma's hut? Is that Calypso? Tia Dalma's hut. Yeah, but like, see, that's the problem. Is like, I wish that they would have done a small island, and it was Isla de Muerta, and it was all gold, and you can place that next to the Black Pearl. It doesn't have to be anything huge, but it would have been so cool. And like you said, the chest of Davy Jones could or like a little island build, have the dumb weirdo guy that gets his head knocked off in the shell, have him be the exclusive minifigure, and like them like digging up a hole, like the idea of the hole. It doesn't have to be anything extravagant, nothing big and crazy, but that would have been a cool little add-on. But like I said, since they did the compass, hopefully they're smart enough to do the locket so it scales well for people who have the compass on the shelves for them. They could bring back sound breaks for locket. That'd be crazy. Imagine smart breaks. Imagine they just throw a smart break in it for the sound. That'd be interesting. Yeah, that's the Flying Dutchman. Yeah. So where are we at here? Did Knight Rider? Okay, so the next big one, this is good. This is good because it confirms something. See, the good thing about this big, huge file leak is it's confirming a bunch of stuff that has just been rumors up to this point. And now that we've gotten this big file leak amongst a bunch of stuff we haven't heard about, it kind of reaffirms the old rumors. And it is the next modular building coming out in January. And that is none other than the modular clock tower. Now, this modular clock tower got leaked rather, a good while back. And here is the info on it. It's going to be set 11391 clock tower. It's just called clock tower. It's going to be at 3,264 pieces, coming in at $250 on January 1st per normal for the modular buildings. Now, $250 was that price increase for the shopping street, I believe. So at least they didn't increase it again. Lego's kind of getting out of control with these price increases. The newest Harry Potter set, that the Ministry of Magic set, that's a travesty. That set's an abomination. That set's an abomination right now for price to piece ratio, and just, I don't know what's going on, but hopefully people are smart enough to not purchase, honestly. Like, hopefully, like, we gotta start doing stuff to like just make them lower prices, because like once this Pandora's box is open, we're screwed. And like they're just getting it's just getting out of control. But this set is going to be on a 32 by 32 base plate. It has 3 story tan dark nougat building with hardware store at the bottom, a smaller 2-story white and light blue building with what appears to be a deli at the bottom. And it is between 2 buildings and a staircase to the red tower. So that's pretty cool. They're doing these really unique type of modular buildings now, like the shopping street, very angular in its way that it's built. This one has 2 buildings on the side, from what I could tell, and then a clock tower in the back up a set of stairs. So that is confirmed that is going to be the next modular through this file. Like, we were wondering, like, is that the case? You can probably, it's safe to say that that is going to be the next Lego modular. So that's good to see that is confirmed in this. The next set is another giant set in terms of a buildable figure, like the Star Wars ones. This one is called Giant Crypto. Is that Crypto the dog? Is that Crypto the dog from Superman, I'm guessing? And so it's gonna be a dog. And I assume they're gonna do the dog. I don't think there's a Superman out right now. They're gonna do the Superman the next year or whatever. So that's pretty cool. Like I said, they're just making a bunch of these action figures. It's pretty weird. But moving on, we have 2 left here. Both are going to be Star Wars and the big UCS set, the Millennium Falcon. Now, we know that the Executioner, Superstar Destroyer, whatever it's going to be, is October. The Superstar Destroyer, whatever it is, coming out in October for the big UCS set. Going to be released alongside a GWP that is Darth Vader's lightsaber. We're also, so that I can only infer, I'm just like using what we know here. There's always one on May the 4th. They're going to be doing a big celebration for the 50th anniversary of New Hope. They're going to be doing a Star Wars celebration. They do those every couple of years. They show movies. They show shows that are going to be coming out. Star Wars is in a really rough spot right now. But at least this 50th anniversary will kind of hopefully breathe some life into it, because we'll all get to go back to the theaters and re-watch the movie on theaters. Millennium Falcon. They're remaking it in the UCS form. They've remade this set more than I think any other UCS set, more than the AT. So they're remaking it, the Millennium Falcon. What that GWP will be, they've done quite a few lightsabers. I don't think it'll be a lightsaber. Who knows what that GWP will end up being with the Millennium Falcon. Hopefully it is something quite good. The last big leak on this file, and I have it refreshed, so maybe there's more leaks, maybe there's images. Like I said, this leak says that there's images to go along with these sets. But nonetheless, the next and final set in this big leak is called Giant New Hope Poster. Now, we've been saying giant all throughout this big leak here. And I even just caught it. The Frozen Castle, not the ice one, was called Giant. That's not a figure, so I don't know why it says that. This is called Giant New Hope Poster. So maybe that is just something internally to tell them, hey, this is going to be more than 1,000 pieces, more than 2,000 pieces. I don't know. More than 3,000 pieces. Maybe that's something, maybe it's something along those lines. I don't know. But that doesn't really make sense, because Crypto, a buildable figure Crypto won't be that big. But a New Hope poster, like I said, big 50th anniversary thing going on. Pretty cool. How that'll translate into a poster remains to be seen. It might look a little wonky. It's going to be Luke Skywalker holding the lightsaber up like that famous picture. How they're going to do that in brick form, they're going to have to use like a ton of studs, like the little dots, like they did with the Spider-Man and stuff like that. Like, this thing's going to need to be like 5,000 pieces to look good, in my opinion, right? Like, to look right and not look corny, like, it's got to. It can't just be like it can't be 1,000 pieces and like look right. It'll look like so pixelated. It'll look so silly. But obviously that's going to be for 50th anniversary. And we're getting a bunch of 50th anniversary minifigures in all of these Star Wars sets. The concept art, that first ever concept art for Star Wars, they're going to be releasing those in these sets, like one for each of the sets. So you have to buy them all to collect them all, just like they did with like the Cal Kestis, the Malik, those types of like figures for the, 25th anniversary of Lego Star Wars, like the official Lego theme being part of Star Wars, something like that. So that's what they're doing for the 50th anniversary of A New Hope. But there is also some other Star Wars leaks that I want to read through here that gives some more context as well. Now, this was not part of the big, huge file leak, but it is someone else that has a little bit more information outside of that file leak. So we might be able to get a better idea of what these sets will actually look like, and really get an idea here. So let me just pull this up. Hopefully the audio is good and it's not too choppy for you guys. Like I said, this is the first time I went live. I had to do it just because this is crazy. This is the most insane thing that we've ever had happen in the LEGO leaking world. And also, like the video if you can, because it helps out the views as well. Okay. Here we are. All right. So we got a bunch of Star Wars leaks here. This is outside of that big file leak that we just previously had. And this is coming from the Buggy Leaks guy. It says Star Wars January through April set names and info from Buggy Leaks. And this guy, I've not heard of him before. You'll have to let me know if he's got a track record. I've not heard of him before, but on this site that I'm reading these from, they don't let these posts just go willy-nilly. Like, you can't just get on here and post like, hey, there's going to be a golden Darth Vader coming out, and like that be a leak. No, these are like vetted people. So, but again, still take this with a grain of salt. The first set is going to be, I'm not going to read the set numbers because I hate it when people do that. I'm just going to read through what these are. We're going to get Luke Skywalker. Oh, by the way, this is for January. This is the upcoming January wave so far. There might be more as well. There's going to be a Luke Skywalker's X-Wing, which is a microfighter. So we always get Star Wars microfighters. That is their answer to the Star Wars CMF. So those of you who don't know, Hasbro has the rights to Star Wars figures through Lucasfilm, through Disney, through Star Wars. No one can else make one-off figures. Hasbro is the only company, from what I know, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but Hasbro is the only company that can make Star Wars figures. So LEGO said, okay, well, we would obviously like to make minifigures like the CMF line, like they do with Disney, like they do with all these, or the Disney characters. Their answer to that is microfighters. Let's make something really tiny and insignificant and cheap that we can put the minifigures in, but still be safe in Hasbro's deal with Disney and stuff, that sort of thing. So that's why we get the microfighters. I know we all wish that they just made a CMF. That's their workaround for it, and it makes sense. But nonetheless, that's going to be 120 pieces, by the way. The next set, Anakin Skywalker's Jedi Starfighter. Now, this is going to be a 160-piece set. 160-piece set. We've gotten Anakin Starfighters in the past. How many pieces they were? Let's look at this one. This is the previous one that came out, and it was 247 pieces. And it says ages 7 to 12. This one says ages 5 and up. So does that mean it's like a baby one? Is it like a dumb one? 160 pieces? I don't know. But it's interesting nonetheless. At least we're getting another Anakin Starfighter. The next set. It's just called Darth Vader Art. Going to be 628 pieces, and it's going to be 18 plus, which makes sense because no one's buying art piece for a kid to play with. This is going to be like, I imagine, hopefully the New Hope poster is leaked in here and it gives us an idea what the piece can be. But the Darth Vader art is interesting. Isn't the Spider-Man art, isn't the Spider-Man set, wasn't that called just Spider-Man art? If I'm not mistaken. So that leads us to believe that this one, where he's like crawling out of the window or whatever, or like crawling down the LEGO image, if you will, where it's kind of like 3D. Okay, so it was called Lego Art: The Amazing Spider-Man. Dang, it was $269, and it was a lot of pieces. So this is definitely not in that same category. This is a lot smaller. Darth Vader art, 628 pieces. Who knows what that'll be? This next one's a good one. This one's exciting. This one is called Duel on Mustafar for 372 pieces. Now, Duel on Mustafar, we've gotten duels before. We got the duel on Cloud City, I believe it was called. Darth Vader versus Anakin, a really pinnacle set. I wish they did a bunch of those back to back so they were all kind of in the same vein. This one will obviously probably not go very well alongside the Cloud City, but it might. Hopefully it has a cool plaque. Like, we need duels bad. Like, we need this to be a series, like Duel on Mustafar, Duel on Geonosis, Duel on Coruscant with Mace and Anakin and Palps, and just make it a really cool diorama. We need that. Like, we need that. We need it now. like I feel like it is the most easiest, most simplest idea to do, and it would sell well. But what do I know? I would think it would. Let me see here. The next one, or a 9 and up, by the way. So the next one, Endor Battle Pack for 168 pieces. Endor Battle Pack, 168 pieces. Hopefully means it's not going to be like a big $30 to $40 battle pack like they've kind of been edging to. They've kind of hopefully reined it back a little bit. It's now just a $20 battle pack or something. $15 would be nice. This is called Endor Battle Pack. Who knows what that's going to be? I guess Endor soldiers dressed in green. Hopefully some cool capes, maybe, because they all were wearing capes. They should wear capes or like cloaks or whatever you want to call it. So that's cool to see. The next one is a Rebel Y-Wing Starfighter. 670 pieces. Rebel Y-Wing Starfighter. My guess is probably one that was seen in the background or whatever of A New Hope, because probably a bunch of these boxes are going to have 50th anniversary stuff on them. The next one is an upscaled Luke Skywalker minifigure that is 980 pieces. We saw the upscaled Darth Vader recently. They've been making a lot of these upscaled Lego minifigures. I don't know who they're making them for. I don't care about it. It's just a minifigure. Why do I want why do I want a Lego minifigure made out of Lego? Now, to each their own. To each their own. But why do I want to build a Lego minifigure out of Lego? I don't know. Now, couldn't be me. Couldn't be me. Nonetheless, that is it for January. That is it for the January sets. Now, again, like I said, there's probably going to be more than that, but that is what we know for sure as of now. For April, now this is going to get juicy. For April, March, April, May. So April, we're leading into May the 4th. This is going to be a big, huge celebration for Star Wars because it's going to be the 50th anniversary of New Hope. They're going to do a big reveal for the new Star Wars Starfighter movie. It's called Starfighter for some reason. Dumb. Ryan Gosling's in it. It's going to be coming out next year. They're really hyped on this. They're really excited. Apparently, they cooked on it a lot better than Mando and Grogu. This one's cooked, like, as in really good. They're going to be hyping up that movie at Celebration, as well as these Lego sets. So here are the Lego sets that are coming out for the lead up to Celebration. Smart Play. Darth Vader's TIE Fighter. Another Smart Play set. Didn't we just get one? Didn't we just get a Smart Play Darth Vader TIE Fighter? Whatever. Also, Smart Play Luke's Red 5. Didn't we just get one of them X-Wing Smart Plays? This one's 581 pieces, though, so I don't know. Smart Play ATST Attack on Endor. Is this just a regurgitation of what we already got? Or no, that was the Death Star. So we're getting Endor now. Smart Play Endor. And we're also getting another Smart Play Millennium Falcon. So did they recreate all three of those? Why did they do that? Why did they do that? Smart Play Throne Room Duel and A-Wing? This is not right. This is not right. Why did they put this on there? Someone messed up. If this isn't messed up, and they're actually remaking all these sets, because I'm seeing they're also making another Smart Play Throne Room Duel and A-Wing. There's no way they're remaking them. There's no way. Let me look. Go to lego.com. Dang, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. I just popped up. I searched Smart Play, and all these Pokemon came up. They look good. Some of these look good. Nonetheless. Attack on Indoor. Lego new. Smart Play. Okay, set 75421. 75421. 885 pieces. No, this is wrong. Why did they do this? Oh, somebody messed up. It says right there. It says last year's Smart Play sets are mixed in. That's interesting. That's weird. Why would that happen? Nonetheless, so those are all there. Those aren't. Scratch everything I just said for the past 5 minutes and 10 minutes. I just wasted your time and my own. The first set's coming in April. That's legit. That's confirmed. That's new. Is for the Starfighter movie. And it is 172 pieces. And we also get one that's set 30750, and it's called Unknown. So that's that for April. So my bad on that. This guy got this all wrong. For April part 2, for the lead up to May the 4th, we got the George Lucas tribute. We got the movie theater. Oh, okay, so we got some piece counts here, actually. So the George Lucas tribute is going to be 523 pieces. The movie theater is going to be 1,600 pieces. That's pretty small for a modular. That's pretty small for a modular. So it's not going to be a big modular like we'd see Shopping Street and stuff like that. Starfighter movie, an 8+ set. Starfighter movie, a 9+ set. We're getting a set called Icons of Star Wars that is 445 pieces. That could be a legendary set. If we do all the Jedi, all like Obi-Wan, Anakin, Luke, Yoda, Mace, and then we do Count, Darth Maul, General Grievous, Darth Vader, Palps. Make it cool. That's the Icons of Star Wars. Throw in Kylo if you want. Throw in some sequel if you want. I won't complain. We have a set called Smart Play Ewok Attack 6+, Smart Play Boba Fett's Starship, a Smart Play R2-D2, and a Smart Play The Battle of Hoth. And that is it as far as Star Wars leaks, you guys. Let me just run through this here, make sure nothing else got leaked in the time we have been live. I appreciate all you guys for showing up and watching, because I'm sure it was pretty rough and stuff, seeing how this is the first time I've gone on here. Kind of threw it together the best I could. Let me switch this to new. Why does Reddit work like this? It's so annoying. It doesn't work the same way on the phone. Okay, we got some retiring Lego set lists. July, August. That's nothing that I care about talking about because that's nothing that we care about. I'm not seeing anything else. I'm not, unless something's, most of these have popped up on Instagram before they've hit the Reddit and stuff. Let me just take a look here. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything new that's popped up in the time that we've been live. Because like I said, those they claim to have images. If you claim to have images, someone's going to ask you for them images to prove your validity. At some point, we're going to have to see them, right? So at some point, someone's going to post some of them, and my guess is it's going to be like in that they're going to say confidential with the circle around it. I'm not seeing anything new. Looks like people are arguing about the validity of these. It says recent rumors like the Daily Planet and Home's Deep are not being posted. They are long rumored sets being posted by unreliable sources as fact. Well, they might be unreliable, But the Samwise guy, it would be a wild coincidence that the Samwise Jedi Bricks guy got that leak right a couple days prior to this big file being leaked and a bunch of random sets in it that no one would ever just make up. Like, it's easy to make up a Lord of the Rings set of Pirates of the Caribbean, but no one's going to make up that Yellow Castle claw machine set. And like, in hindsight, when we think about it, we're like, okay, that makes sense because they just did the space pinball machine. But when we're talking to come up with that on your own, that takes some skill. And if he pulled it off and they all coordinated this will be the biggest blunder ever. Like, the biggest confusing thing that's ever happened. Let me just check on Samwise Bricks here for a moment. Okay. Okay, so back 6 days ago, he said that Lego Lord of the Rings 2027 will be Helm's Deep, Prancing Pony, and more. 2027. So when he says more, does that mean the elephant? It says, oh my gosh. So he says smaller Lord of the Rings sets confirmed for 2027. The Prancing Pony is $120 about, and include about 5 minifigures. Spring, summer release. Like, he's giving details. He doesn't have to give these details. So, like, if he's lying, he's going to end his career in like 2 seconds when this all comes out. Everyone's going to say, you're dumb. Like, you're not real. And your validity is now gone. Was this the same guy? Can someone let me know in the comments? Was this the same guy who released that there was going to be a Star Wars Attack of the Clones set of that chase scene? Was this that guy? Because that got blowed up and was crazy, and everyone thought that was coming out, and then nothing happened with that set because that should have came out already, and that never did. Like, he's making some wild claims here. See, 3 days ago, he claimed that the UCS Superstar Destroyer would come out. And then other people said that that was correct. So it's like, how is he getting this? Like, did he get this stuff before, prior, or after that the official people got it? Yes, it could. Prancing Pony would definitely be good. And especially at that price point, just like the Shire. The Shire is a good medieval set, to be honest with you. And he even said there would be a Trooper and Droid Battle Pack for $90 to $100 for 500 pieces. That tracks. That tracks for what freaking Lego does lately. Helm's Deep, Prancing Pony, and more. Swipe for full guide. So, the Helm's Deep set will be $550. He's claiming $550 straight up. Like, I got the price down. Prancing Pony is iffy. He's iffy on it. 120 plus, 120 plus. The Elephant in January, 200 to 250. Who is this guy? Does this guy have a YouTube? I've never heard of him until this all just happened the past couple days. Like, I've heard of leakers, obviously a couple of them, but I've never watched this guy. Jedi. So is Samwise? Oh no, oh no! I know this guy. Is Jedi Samwise Bricks on Instagram? Jedi Bricks on YouTube? I know this freaking guy. Isn't this the guy that all that stuff went down with CPFA Fall Guy or somebody where he threatened his lawyer. His grandpa was a lawyer, and he was gonna sue him for copying his stuff or something. Isn't that this guy? Isn't it Jedi Bricks? Like that happened a while back. So is this guy real? Is this guy legit or not? He's getting views. I I don't follow this guy, so I have no idea his angles or anything. So I guess I'll just have to keep an eye on him. We'll all have to keep an eye on him. But my guess is he gets some stuff right, or else no one would be watching him, right? Let's finish on his Instagram here. Let's keep continuing. On for the Star Wars leaks for the George Lucas set, he says the George Lucas tribute will have 7 minifigures. It will include George Lucas, two crew members. So my guess is like camera guys holding lights or something silly. Like I said, it's going to be the camera like they did when they were shooting on Tatooine and Tunisia or wherever they did it. So George Lucas, 2 crew members, Obi-Wan, Luke, R2, and C-3PO. And what would be cool, like I said, is if they, for the C-3PO, they took his like helmet off and had like the actor's head on, like a new print for the actor, because you'd always see him like walking around with his helmet off. And it's a Tatooine diorama scene. He said that the Star Wars movie theater contains a 6x8 Episode 1 Phantom Menace collectible tile. Just a Phantom Menace tile? That doesn't make sense. That's kind of odd. Why wouldn't it have other tiles like of the other movies? What else did they got here? That's it, I guess. That's it for his recent leaks. So he's been, okay, so he was gone. He left in February. Okay, so in February he dipped. He came back in April for a release. Let's backtrack. So but again, we don't know if he's posting these after other reputable people are posting them. But in February he got the Razor Crest release right, $120 set, May, June. In April of this year, he said that LEGO Lord of the Rings 2026 leaks Grand GWP with Icons Minas Tirith. He got that right because Grand was the GWP for that. The battering ram, which is Grand, had too many figures, and he got the piece count and everything right. So he was right. That was April. So he went from February to April. He dipped again, and he just popped back up in July, the end of July. And he's been saying all this stuff about Lord of the Rings. Bro, I think it might be real. I think it's legit. I think it is legit. Very interesting. Okay, so I'm getting new info here. Everywhere, I'm telling you, this has been the craziest day for LEGO leaks. So here is more for the Pirates of the Caribbean set. For Pirates of the Caribbean, people are saying, and not just people, these are reputable people. This guy is saying LEGO Pirates of the Caribbean theme will continue on into future years. And that Jack Sparrow's ship will not be the final LEGO Pirates of the Caribbean set. Expect more direct-to-consumer Pirates of the Caribbean set in the coming years. Guys, this has been crazy. What else we got to talk about? Is there any other big leaks to talk about? Okay, so they did say there's going to be a What If Sanctum Sanctorum in 2027, 814 pieces. Zombie Wanda, Zombie Thor, Zombie Iron Man. So that's pretty cool. My guess is it's going to be the mini modulars like they've been doing with the Spider-Man sets. There's going to be a mini modular. It's going to be a mini modular Sanctum Sanctorum. So that's pretty cool. We haven't got that yet. Hopefully we get a mini modular Fisk Tower. We got Oscorp, so that's cool. Yo, this is new. I never talked about this one. So, okay, so there's a Cloud City set that's rumored for April 1st, 2027. Minifigures include Lando Calrissian, Boba Fett, Han, Leia, Darth, and concept art R2D2. And includes a new mold for Han that will be frozen in carbonite. So that's BrickTap. BrickTap is legit. Everything he says is probably accurate. So that's cool to see. And like I said, that all those concept art minifigures, they're going to be releasing sporadically with those Star Wars sets that's going to be coming out in April for the 50th anniversary. You're going to get a concept art Luke Starkiller, C-3PO, and a couple other minifigures as well. Any art science related leaks? Any art leaks? There was a Golden Gate Bridge leak we talked about a while ago. There's gonna be a Golden Gate Bridge, like the Paris set. Remember that Paris set? Of the Eiffel Tower? They're doing one for the Golden Gate Bridge, so that's gonna be pretty cool. Let me see here if there's anything else. Dun, 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 dun. We got some Jurassic World sets coming out. Dinosaur, fossils, velociraptors. Kind of probably in the same vein as that T-Rex and stuff like that. And it'll include a Owen Grady figure. I mean, there's all kinds of leaks out there right now. We've got Yellow Duck coming out, Orange Fox, Chicken and Egg, Heart with Flower, Firefighting ATV. Unfortunately, though, what I'm not seeing in these recent leaks, I've been watching Carter Bricks. So Carter Bricks 04 on Instagram, I'd go follow him if I were you because he's been having a lot of good stuff lately that's turning out to be accurate. But he released a bunch of the city stuff a while back, and it did not include a construction vehicle. So I really hope, and usually they release one construction vehicle in January, 2 in June. This year, one of them got delayed to August. It just released in the United States, but 2 should come out in June, and 1 should come out in January. A smaller one should come in January. 2 big ones come out in June, so that they can come out, run out of stock, and then restock for the holiday season, so people can get them for Christmas. I'm not seeing a construction vehicle for this January wave, or even a service vehicle. I'm seeing a dump truck, bulldozer, and cement mixer for $30, but $30 is telling me that is like a tiny baby build type one. That's not like a big $60 one. You're not getting all 3 of them for $30, I hate to tell you, in the style that we've gotten in recent construction vehicles. So I'm pretty worried about the construction theme possibly coming to an end. Hopefully not. Hopefully that there's just more to come. But yeah, that looks like it's it. One last refresh here, and then we're going to call it there. Leaks and rumors. Let's just see what the comments are saying. Queries help display slop. Everyone's saying display slop. There's been a shift. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. There's kind of been a shift like this past month. Like I've seen it this past month. People are like turning hard on Lego right now, as far as price, building together. YouTuber guy, good YouTuber, does do good videos. He just made a big video hammering the new Harry Potter set. Like people are starting to do this on YouTube, and then that bleeds over to people, everyday people, mom and pops that watch this stuff that aren't really plugged in on Reddit, stuff like that. Reddit, they always have been like this. But now it's on YouTube. like people have been turning hard. Like it's, and we just had the big fiasco last year of Star Wars and the turbo tank. Like we're like one big thing away from like really Lego getting hurt bad, I think. I mean, will they ever get hurt to a point where it's like, we gotta lower price? No, I don't think so. I think we're honestly just cooked. It says people are saying it's on the leak Discord now, so which seems pretty likely, and which means it got vetted. That's good. Prancing Pony. Everyone's really liking the Prancing Pony. So that just tells you like they want the cheaper one. That's good. And we should get the freaking. We should get the Prancing Pony, which would be cool. But that looks like it for the leaks, guys. So we're going to wind this thing down here. What did Carter Brick said that? Okay, so Carter Brick, the guy I just told you guys about that's been getting it really good, had info on this. He says that all of this info came from a file that Lego didn't lock down. So these sets could be for next year or even 2028. This is where the info from early today also came from. What are your thoughts on these sets? So he just reposted. So he's like kind of vetting it. I didn't see any One Piece sets, which there's like, who knows why that list is ordered in the way it is. Well, I don't know, but that was cool. This has been crazy. This has been crazy. Refresh one more time here. I mean, we got the Astrobot leak. That's pretty cool. PlayStation 1. He's coming for the PlayStation 1. So that's pretty cool. Yep. That's it. We've covered them all. So, huge, long video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Obviously, you can watch this on the replay and watch the whole entire thing. Hopefully the audio wasn't too choppy. Hopefully the video wasn't choppy. Doing this mobily. And it is the first one. So hopefully it replays pretty well for people to be able to watch this on the replay. Kind of like a podcast type listen through. So hope you enjoyed this. But I'm going to get on out of here. Thanks for showing up all the way through, all the way to the end. But I'm going to get out of here. So I will see you in the next one.